Monday morning, 8 o'clock on this January 27th. Thanks so much for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a lot to come on this hour of ARC Rochester. 2 hours, actually, this morning. Some easy yet delicious ways to start the day. Our registered dietitian and nutritionist is going to join us with some simple breakfast ideas in this week's Health in a Handbasket.
And then later, we are kicking off the Sunday shoes and cutting Footloose with the help of Greece Athena. We will be joined by some of the cast members to learn more about their upcoming production.
But before all of that, we do want to begin this morning with a check of the forecast. Meteorologist Marty Snyder standing by for us with a look at how the week is going to unfold. And Marty, we're going to start things out with some winds.
Yeah, that's it. That wind is really going to ramp up as we go through the day today. The good news, we're going to see some sunshine make a return, but that change will be the fact that we'll see that wind pick up. And basically what's going to happen is that sunshine is going to mix up the atmosphere. It's going to draw down some of those stronger winds that usually are well aloft. Well, they're stronger today, and I think we have a better chance of seeing that stronger wind mix down today. So that's a reason why we'll notice that change. And some gusts anywhere from 50 to about 60 miles an hour, especially from Rochester westward, and especially later this morning going into the afternoon and early evening, and that has prompted the high wind warning to go into effect. Otherwise, temperatures today mainly in the 30s for highs, so we will get back above freezing with some sun, so some good news there. But yeah, it is going to be a very windy day, and winds in that range could really move a lot of stuff around. Limbs could come down, things like that. So again, it's not just a nuisance type of wind, could cause some issues as we head a little deeper into the day, guys.
All right, Marty, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Well, now, unfortunately, we need to talk about the Bills and their tough end to the season last night.
I know. Buffalo facing yet another loss to the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. The final score last night, 29-32.
Fans all across the country, they were on the edge of their seats, myself included. But when it came down to it, the Bills, they just couldn't get out of their own way.
No, they could not. For more on last night's game and the overall energy in Kansas City, we are joined now by our former colleague this morning right here on 13 Wham, reporter Michael Schwartz from our sister station, WKBW. He is live in Kansas City at the airport this morning. Mike, I got to ask you, are there a lot of Bills fans around you?
There's a few. But it's, even if there were more fans, there wouldn't be a lot of ears to happiness right now. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. Fans, the players, the coaches. Definitely a tough morning.
Chin up, my friend. Yeah. Chin up. You're not the same Michael Schwartz that you normally are. I can see it in you.
I'm about 4 hours of sleep. I'm like, we're just, you know what it is? It's how cool would it have been to cover Super Bowl, right? And you get so close, but you see the players and the work that they put in, but you see the fans. And some of them booked flights already to New Orleans and made their plans from all over the country. And you just want it so bad for these die-hard fans and these dedicated players and these dedicated coaches. It would have been great for New York. The locker room last night was definitely a tough atmosphere. Josh was crushed. Players, coaches, that's a tough one. A lot of people really thought this was the year that there was something different. And even in the fourth quarter, we're watching down there and they're saying something. I just felt in my stomach something's going to happen. But yeah, Josh Allen put it simply, not fun. You got to be the champs to beat the champs. And, you come up so close, so close.
Yeah, I wonder what it was like when people saw that one last throw and then it just fell out of Dalton Kincaid's hands. That was hard for me to even watch the replays. What was it like for people there, fans there?
Yeah, so I was in the tunnel by the locker rooms by the time that play happened. And some of us were watching in the TV down there and getting ready. I didn't know if I literally had my live pack on and my camera ready to go potentially interview players on the field for a celebration. And then I really didn't know what was going to happen. I was basically planning for a win or a loss. And that's different equipment because the job would be different. So what I did hear is the Chiefs have something unique where when the players come out, they pass fans and there's glass there. When you hear the cheers, that was definitely tough because I didn't get to see Bills Mafia after, but they were partying before. They were excited. They were pumped. We did speak to Dalton Kincaid about that drop, and he's definitely feeling it. But we spoke to Dawson Knox, his brother, his teammate, tight end on the team, and he said he's going to be there for Dalton to make sure that he's not telling himself any lies and really picking up the whole team just really rallying around each other. But they're absolutely crushed this morning. Tears were in a lot of their eyes.
Yeah, we were listening to some of the sound this morning that Mike Catalana gathered in the locker room there last night, and really devastating. However, I do want to note that we were at the airport this morning in Buffalo with, easily 24 fans that were waiting for the Bills plane to come in, and they have the Mafia attitude. If nothing else, they know that, listen, this was not our time. There's always next year. There's always another shot for us.
Here's what I got to say, right? Being from Long Island, I grew up a Giants fan. I'm a diehard Yankees fan. But I am not going to sit here and say and try to compare Bills Mafia to Giants fans in the NFL. Bills Mafia, you guys are incredible. And it's been so cool just to be immersed in it and see you guys, because at first when you are around Bills Mafia, you're shocked at what they do. And then you're like, obviously Bills Mafia is doing that, or obviously they're treating it. I'm always in awe of the generosity, the attitude, the commitment, the dedication, the showing up every time, anywhere, temperature, day, doesn't matter. Probably the best victory Monday that you could have. You're still the greatest.
No, the best victory Monday we will have is the Monday after next year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's hope for Western New York and all Bills Mafia out there. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. Who you want to win, the Chiefs or the Eagles? We'll see.
Yeah, it's too soon. I can't.
Yeah. Not a game I want to put money on.
Let's go to the halftime performance, right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Record it and fast forward. Best of. Michael Schwartz, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we appreciate all of your hard work out there covering this. And I know the fans do as well.
Of course, and I also want to say hey to my buddy Marty Snyder out there, because I saw him just peek in, and I want to say, hey Marty, miss you, and miss you guys all at WEM. You're doing a great job, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep your head up, Bills Mafia.
Thank you, sir. You too.
And now, of course, the Bills. We are asking you that for our poll of the day this morning. We want to know how you're feeling after last night's Bills game. Your options?
Well, okay. So how are you feeling after last night's Bills game? Chin up, Mafia. I like that one. Talk to me tomorrow. Maybe call your friend, do a welfare check today. We'll be in Super Bowl 60. That's next year, people. Or I'm abandoning the team. That is not an option. Not an option. Grab that smartphone, scan that QR code. It'll take you over to our X social media page. You can comment on this poll, weigh in on the poll, share the poll. We'll go over those results and some of those responses for you coming up at the end of the 9 o'clock hour. Steph, what is your pick?
I think I'm going to go with Chin Up Mafia, because so many people, the ones that we've heard this morning, are optimistic about the future. And, I am too. It's catching.
Yeah, I think the acceptable ones are Chin Up Mafia or we'll be in Super Bowl 60.
Yeah.
Pick one of those two, and you're going to have a great week. I promise. 8:10 this Monday morning. Stick around. A lot more to come right here on our checking back in with Chris Lopez, who is live in Buffalo, getting some reaction from some of those Mafia fans.
And don't forget that you can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this.
That's the kind of music we need for
Yeah.
this story. Yeah, we lost, but we're gonna get through it because we're gonna do it together. The Bills
yeah.
back in Buffalo this morning, despite that loss last night. The Bills
During the overnight hours, and our own Chris Lopez was there to get some fan reaction. We go live to him now. Hey, Chris, how you doing? You're at the Poke the Oak this morning.
Yes, a much better setting. It was way too cold, way too windy, way too dreary there at the airport. But we are here at the Poke the Oak with some of the staff here, also Bills fans. This is Josh. Josh, let us know, how long have you been a Bills fan?
Yeah, since about 1990.
So you've been enduring quite a bit,
Yes.
with a few losses here and there, we'll say. What are you feeling this morning?
It's all too familiar, you know, which is unfortunate, but we got a great team, and I'm excited to get back next year and see what we can do. You know, I am confident that we can beat the Chiefs eventually.
That Kincaid drop, what was going through your head before, during, and after?
You know, the whole time I was on edge, but, you know, the Bills can make some pretty incredible plays and some pretty incredible times, so I was always confident that they were going to pull it off.
And if you had to play GM, fix a few things here and there, do you think that they need to change anything going into the next season, or do you just need to leave things the same and it just do you feel that it just wasn't the year this year?
I feel that it just wasn't our year. I feel like we had a great team, and I wouldn't change too much about it. I think, just refinement in the areas that we are playing in, and we can win it.
I've been hearing a little bit of rumblings from the Bills fans about the refereeing. Just by your expression right there, how did you feel about the refs?
I thought we had the first on that 3rd and short, and I also thought we had the first on the 4th and short. But again, if that's what it comes down to, I'm confident if we keep the same thing going and just put a little refinement into our system, we'll eventually win it.
What's your message to Bills Mafia going into next year? They were pretty upbeat at the airport. You seem relatively upbeat as well. What's your message?
Go Bills, keep it going. That's all we can do.
Thank you. We'll be talking to Josh in the next hit. I did find another Bills fan that happens to be eating here this morning. Got a very nice spread in front of you. I'm sorry to interrupt. What is your name, and how long have you been a Bills fan?
My name's Teresa. Since, 1966, because that's when I was born.
So you've been enduring a lot, right? What is your feeling this morning? Is it stinging this morning, or are you optimistic?
I feel bad for the team because they really worked hard.
And you were talking about Josh Allen specifically off camera. Why were you talking about Josh Allen?
Because I feel like he feels like he's carrying the team, and it wasn't just him.
What about the reffing?
Well, much to be desired with them Chiefs. I can't get
Really, you have a lot of angst towards the Chiefs. Why?
Because there was a ball that definitely hit the ground. Like, I'm not, the pro.
Yeah.
But it was on the ground, and they said, no, it's not. So, yeah, it was.
What do you think going into next year? Do you think they need to fix anything, the Bills?
This wasn't supposed to be our year, so next year is our year, and that's the year.
Here we go. What did you order for breakfast? This looks great.
This is called a poked yolk.
Oh, okay. Poked yolk at the poked yolk. I'm going to let you enjoy that. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. This morning, we're going to be trying to gather the reaction, the sentiment at the poked yolk back to you guys in studio. I'm going to let them order or finish their breakfast, guys.
Chris, you can let them finish their breakfast. I'm wondering, it kind of feels like the mood is just
Somber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that right?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The mood, it's kind of somber. It's
Melancholy.
kind of cemetery today.
I said there's a little bit. It seems like everyone that I've talked to that's a Bills fan is very cautiously optimistic. You're coming off such a loss like that. You're 0-4 to the Chiefs and Mahomes, so that's gotta sting. I made a reference this morning when I was talking to photojournalist behind the camera, Matthew Trupita, about the Bills, Lamar Jackson, and the Bengals as well with Joe Burrow, possibly being in the Jordan era in the 90s. It didn't matter what Karl Malone did. It didn't matter what any of the NBA superstars did. You were just in his era, and that was that. That's kind of what I'm getting. They don't know how to kind of express that, but that's what I'm feeling. As long as Patrick Mahomes is here, this is going to be an incredibly tough route for Bills fans. They're in the same conference. This will probably be the matchup next year, unless maybe the Ravens have something to say about it. But the Bills fans, I believe, are very cautiously optimistic this morning.
All right, Chris Lopez out there for us live. Thank you, sir. Chris was at the airport this morning. We got a ton of sound from a bunch of Bills fans. And I feel like we need something that's going to, try and give us a little
Lift
bit of hope.
Spirits.
Ashley, is there any chance we can play any of those sound bites that might boost the mood?
We are trying right now. Give us 1 second.
Okay, we'll give you a second. I just feel like
worth the wait.
Yeah, it is. I feel like we need that. We need that lift.
Yeah.
It's Monday, which is it's Monday, and yesterday that's the end of the road for the Bills.
But then, keep in mind, these fans, they were up early to greet the players.
They didn't go to bed, Steph.
Yeah.
They didn't go to bed. Some of them were at the airport around midnight. That plane didn't get in until
3 a.m.
right around 3 o'clock, and they just waited there because that's how they go. Have a listen to what they had to say.
I hate to say it, I'm excited for them to come home. They did great. They did great. We're going to take it and we're going to run. We're going to do great next year, so I'm going to take it. We're going to run.
I saw Josh Allen do a career-defining play as always, and another drop by a weapon of his. It's same that happened in 2020. It's just getting hard to deal with. It's gonna be okay.
The team just woke everybody up. A lot of love going around for the team, you know, and it's because of Josh. Josh Allen's everything, man, to us guys. So, you know, it's I don't know. It's a bummer. What are you gonna do? Next year, we're used to it.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. And
I think that's the attitude we got to walk away with today.
Yeah.
Next year, we got it. We're
optimistic.
We've learned some things. We're a better team for having learned those things.
Yeah.
Next year.
Next year.
All right, 8:21 this morning. Stick around. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're going behind the story.
We're back after this. ARC Rochester, bringing you the latest information on some of the top news stories we've been following all morning.
Yeah, we want to turn now to President Donald Trump's immigration policy as the White House announces that Colombia will be accepting deported migrants after threatening to impose tariffs.
Now, this move comes as Trump touts nearly 1,000 migrant arrests, with ICE continuing raids across the country.
Christian Garzone joins us from the newsroom this morning. He's been following this story for us all morning and has the latest. Hey, Christian, what can you tell us?
Hey, good morning, guys. New developments in President Trump's immigration policy. The White House announcing that Colombia will begin accepting deported migrants after threatening to impose tariffs. President Trump has rescinded the threat of a 25% tariff on Colombian goods coming into the U.S. after their president, Gustavo Petro, made a late-night decision to accept flights of undocumented migrants from the U.S. Originally, Colombia refused those flights, accusing Trump of not treating immigrants with respect. President Petro then also announced a retaliatory 25% tariff on U.S. goods. President Trump condemned Petro's actions as a threat to national security. Hours after Trump threatened those tariffs, Colombia changed its mind, announcing it would accept the flights. Meantime, in the U.S., ICE raids took in almost 1,000 undocumented immigrants on Sunday. Those numbers coming from Atlanta, Colorado, Los Angeles, Austin, Chicago, and Puerto Rico. ICE also giving their agents a quota of 75 arrests a day. Multiple federal agencies are helping find the undocumented immigrants. Yeah, and it looks like the border czar, Tom Holman, is really focused on right now the violent offenders. Keep in mind, for the past 4 years, a low-end estimate is we let in about 10 million people across our borders. High-end estimates, about 20 million people. And we have a lot of folks in this country, and indeed, some are violent. There's missing children. There's a lot to sort through here. So right now, at least the border czar is saying we're focused on some of the violent offenders in places like Chicago and other places. So a lot going on right now this past week or so since President Trump has taken office.
It's interesting to note that you had that there in the story, that there's a quota now of 75 migrants a day that these agents are trying to meet.
Yeah, you know, deportations did happen during the Biden administration, but certainly not at this pace. But deportations are nothing that controversial. Certainly when you look at President Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, these things happen at a certain pace. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but 75 a day, I mean, I think there's a lot of work to be done right here, especially when we talk about people who have criminal records that they want to get out of the country. When you talk about gangs like Tren de Agua, MS-13, I mean, these are folks you probably don't or hanging around the bus stop, you know.
And you also mentioned the border czar, Tom Homan, as well. Let's see if we can pull up some sound that we have from him.
Look, I think if you're in the country legally, it's not okay. It's not okay to violate laws of this country. We have millions of people standing in line, taking the test, doing their background investigation, paying the fees that want to come in the right way.
Yeah, certainly it's a different pace than the last 4 years with President Trump taking over. But I think, you know, world leaders like in Colombia, just around the globe, people at home know that love him or hate him, Donald Trump certainly means business.
All right, Christian Garzone in the newsroom. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey, stick around. We still have a lot more to get to here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
It will be posted, though, online.
Can you both just say your names for us?
Yeah, Raquel Serrano. I'm sorry, I'm by Singletary now.
$8:29. Thanks for sticking with us this Monday morning, and welcome back to ARC Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. We've still got so much more to get to here on ARC Rochester, but we want to turn to our next guest this morning.
We do. The Alzheimer's Association of the Finger Lakes and Rochester is now focusing new efforts to ensure that the Hispanic community is informed, represented, and heard.
So this morning, we are learning more about the association's Spanish-speaking representatives and how they can assist with those in need. Now, for more, we are joined by Raquel Singletary and Freddie Colon. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
And so just to start off, how are you sort of helping with this, making resources like this more accessible?
Sure. Well, the Alzheimer's Association has hired their first bilingual program manager. So that is the first step. And my intention is just to bring education to the community.
For someone sitting at home who is wondering what the Alzheimer's Association of the Finger Lakes and Rochester does, what sort of resources they offer, can one of you two explain for us?
Sure. I'll start by sharing that the Alzheimer's Association is a national organization. And we have information that is offered in different languages, and Spanish is one of them. So by going on the website, right from the get-go, you would find, information in Spanish. If you plug in some words in Spanish, it'll populate. And also by calling, the 800 number, which I'll share, with you today as well.
Perfect. And do you want to follow that up with anything?
Sure thing. Well, when as far as for us with NoIDA.radio, we're giving it that support to get that information out to the Hispanic and Latino community. And we also find that with the younger generation, the younger generation is now taking care of their parents, I find, and they need to know, they need to have access to programs like the Alzheimer's Association.
For sure. And I think something really important, making sure that language is not a barrier, because there are disparities in terms of diagnoses and understanding what is available out there. So why is it important for you to be involved and make sure that other people out there who need help can get it?
Sure, great question. I've been working in the community for many years, about 30 years to be exact, and I've worked with the older adult community, mainly with Latinos, and I have seen how this disease has affected their families, their households, and not knowing where to turn to. So for me to be on this side now of the coin and being able to have accessibility, because I speak Espanol, right? I speak Spanish and I know my community. I think it's a great, progress for all of us. I think when there's someone at home that's watching, or someone that's, on the fence of should I share about my story, we have relationship. It's all about building relationships. The community is really strong with the Latinos, and so that a sense of confianza, of trust, of being able to say, I know that face, I know that person, I can come forward, I can speak. And so we're here, and we're here to say, there are so many good resources out there, because you don't have to suffer this alone anymore. Yeah.
That does wonders for people when they recognize the face behind the counter, or they know the person they're interacting with, or they recognize the voice behind the phone on the other end of that call. What does it mean to the two of you knowing that this is a role in it? That's got to be, really fulfilling.
It is. I feel it is when you're out in the community and people see that connection that you have to certain organizations, even us being in the media with NoIDA.radio. It feels good, especially when we're dealing with something that I think we've all been affected by one way or another, which is Alzheimer's. And for someone to come up in the community and say, hey, I seen you this morning on TV, how can I get some more information? And that's when I can, pick up the phone and turn over to Raquel and give her that information.
Absolutely. Latinos are affected by this disease 1.5 times more than non-Latino whites. And so we do know that the stories are out there. We have about maybe 90,000 maybe Latinos in Monroe County, and we've seen diverse infirmities and sicknesses, and we're underserved. So Alzheimer's being one of them. And because of the large number of people that are diagnosed, people of color, and Latinos particularly, that are not being serviced appropriately, I feel like, there's just a great connection and a sense of pride that I can help. And I can say, listen, we have this information, we have education, we can get, what you need so that you don't have to continue on, in this obscure place. I'm excited about, what this represents for our community, and being accessible with services. We have an array of just information and services. This is a new position, so there's a lot of potential, to be able to cover and do many things. Like, we're looking into doing a support group in Spanish, where people can also come and speak about the disease. We have the walk that everybody knows about, the walk. Well, I would like to see a whole area of Latinos stand strong and say, you know what, we're not going to keep this in the dark anymore. My mom, my auntie, my brother, my sister, they're going through this, and especially because 65 and older are the ones that are most diagnosed, and I've worked with the older Latino community. I know those stories, so now is the time, let's come together and collaborate, and let's make this voice known, because if we don't speak forth, if we don't share our stories, then the services are not going to be coming to us. So I think it's just an awakening for all.
I want to go back to something we talked about in the very beginning and fulfill the promise you made. For somebody sitting at home who wants to learn more, what's the website? What's the phone number? Where do they go?
Sure. You'd call 1-800 number is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a team, that is ready to take your call for whatever reason. If you get up in the middle of the night and you don't know what to do as a caretaker, or if you're thinking, hey, I'm being forgetful about these things. Do I have dementia? Am I going through something? Whatever it is, you do 1-800-272-3900 and you press 2 for Espanol. Another way to connect is you can email me directly as well. And I still have my maiden name is R. Serrano. A lot of you in the community know that I got married. It's Singletary, but for the email purpose is RLRANO, rserrano@alz.org. And our website is very simple, .alz.org, and you can put /Rochester, and it'll get you right there.
Perfect.
Everything we need to know.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both so much.
you,
And we
Freddie,
will
for being
post
here.
all of this information for you at home on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Stick around. We have much more to get to here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back. We are once again checking back in with Chris Lopez live in Buffalo for us this morning.
Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back on the other side of the break. The air guitar here. It's so good.
Yeah.
We are continuing our Buffalo Bills coverage this morning after the end of the season. Heartbreak last night, that loss against the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's okay. Pump your brakes. Bills fans, we got your back.
Yeah, the team was back in Buffalo this morning, and members of the Bills Mafia, well, they welcomed them with open arms and words of encouragement. That's what we like to hear.
Absolutely. For more, we're going to check in live with Chris Lopez, who's at the Poke Yoke this morning, getting fan reaction after the loss last night. Chris, we know it's the end of the season. The mood is bleak. People are walking around like they're Eeyore today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be that way. We've got next year. We can get through this together.
Yeah.
There's always next year, right? I have two fans that are a little bit optimistic about next year. This is Mark, this is Kara. They work here at the Poke Joke. Also, heavy Bills fans, you don't wake up and you feel great after a loss like that. But what do you think the Bills need to improve on? If you have to put your GM cap on, what do you think they need?
I think that we need to improve on defense. I think that we need to change our strategy. Like, we were just one-dimensional on fourth downs. I just think that we need to mix it up a little bit and give them something to show for.
Kincaid, do you think he needs to go?
I don't think that he needs to go. He is a great player. It's just that when you come up with situations, you just got to come down with the ball.
Kara, how are you feeling this morning? Going to work and a Bills loss, that has to sting.
Yes, it does sting a little bit, obviously, and I'm extra tired this morning, but you know, there's always next year, and I'm feeling optimistic about that, definitely. So.
What about Josh Allen? You said you kind of dropped out.
My heart goes out for him and the team, for sure. He does really well, and he thought that it was, you know, his fault, and he was really upset. So I feel it. My heart breaks for him and the whole team, and obviously the whole city.
Do you guys have any friends or family that's also in the Bills Mafia?
Yes. I have Marquise Lee. I have Sel, Val. I have TJ.
Whoa.
I have basically my whole family. My brother Lorenzo, he used to work here.
Did they text you and call you about how they were feeling last night?
No, actually I was with most of them. So.
What was that reaction? What was that like?
I mean, the whole time we sharing, we rooting for them. We like, okay, this happened, so we not gonna get down on it because we know that we are a second half team.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was. Like, I think that we were just outplayed. So I'm not mad at the Chiefs. I mean, they are a great team, and I don't know. Hopefully we can see them again because I think that we could really beat them. I mean, we beat them in the postseason, so why can't we beat them in the playoffs? I don't know, maybe the jitters, but we got to shake the cobwebs loose.
Super Bowl prediction.
Honestly, I think that Saquon got this one.
Oh, you're going Eagles?
I got to go with the Eagles. I mean, I wouldn't pick no other team.
Okay, what's your score for the Super Bowl? What are you going with?
It's going to be a close one because it's definitely going to be a shootout. But I think that the score is going to be somewhere between 35-28.
There we go. He's not thinking the Chiefs three-peat. He's saying the Eagles cut that to a two-peat. I'm going to send it back to you guys. We're going to remain here at the Poke Joke, gathering the sentiment from Bills Mafia.
I like that guy. I like his attitude.
Yeah.
I like his pick.
Yeah.
I say we all band together and say, let's go Eagles.
Yeah.
Right?
Now we're on a different bandwagon.
Yeah, we're on a different team this
Yeah.
weekend or next weekend. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
And stay with us. We have much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, it's this week's Health in a Handbasket.
We are back on the other side of the break.
for me, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
.46 this Monday morning, time for this week's edition of Health in a Handbasket. This morning we're talking about the most important meal of the day. Steph, what is it?
Breakfast.
Yes.
Finish Jen Haefele with more on some easy breakfast ideas. What do you got for us?
I'm just impressed you got my name right. I know it's tricky. So we're starting off with sheet pan eggs, and I brought them in. I actually made this for my breakfast this week, and I figured I would show you kind of how I put it together.
Okay.
So I put some tofu and some eggs. I like to use tofu to kind of split eggs. It gives a little bit more different protein slash potentially with the price of eggs being all over the place, it's an opportunity to make eggs go a little bit farther. But just popped some onions and some spinach on this tray, covered it with that blended mixture, and then put it in the oven at 400 for approximately 20 minutes. And if you wouldn't mind handing me that pizza cutter.
Yes, absolutely. Let me ask, did you break apart the tofu or you blended it with the eggs?
I blended it, and I also added a little bit of nutritional yeast. So again, to add a little bit more protein and also to give it a little bit more of that orange color.
Yeah, well, and that nutritional yeast is great at giving like a cheesy flavor too.
Yeah.
Love that stuff.
So I like using the pizza cutter, and I grabbed this knife here because it helps create this nice even square rectangle shape.
Boom.
So then you can take a wrap, or you could do this with another carbohydrate of choice. So this one is a little bit awkward. I'll cut that here, and I'll save this for like a snack topper
I would
later.
say leave it awkward. Who cares? Who cares?
I like to pack them away, so some of them I will leave awkward.
So when you do this, are you making all of these at what you're going through this whole process all at once, or are you making the eggs
Like a
and every
meal
morning you're making the cut?
I am doing this process all at once because now you'll see I have this nice breakfast wrap, and then I'll just put it in this container, or I can grab a sandwich bag and have a couple ready to pull in the morning. So if I know I have a particular busy morning and even taking it out of my container is going to be too much, then I'll just have a bag ready to go. So similar vibe, I have this one that's a little bit of a rectangle. You'll see I added some
If taking
flavor.
it out of the container is too much and taking it out of the Ziploc is okay, we've got to talk about time management.
You would be surprised.
We got to talk about time
Sometimes
management.
if people struggle to get up in the morning, or there's that excuse of, well, I don't have 5 minutes, I'm running right on time for work. So taking that extra step out.
Let me ask, do you heat these at all when you pull it out of the fridge? Are you throwing them in the microwave for 20 seconds or something?
Yeah, so a couple different options. I honestly don't mind eating cold food. I know that's not everybody's fave, so you can put them in the microwave for 10, 20 seconds, or you could also put these all in a freezer safe bag, and then you have breakfast ready to go if you need it in the future. Yeah, so then
Easy peasy. And you
push
did,
these
I'm
off to
sorry,
the
you
side.
put pesto on there? I was talking over the whole
did.
thing.
Really good.
Did pesto on it.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yep, so this one is a little bit fancier. Sometimes it'll just be hot sauce. Last week, instead of spinach and onion, which I put on this tray, it was cheddar and jalapeno.
You could do, I see you've got cottage cheese, and I assume it's for something else.
It was
but you
also
could-
a little mixed in here.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
because you could, I would say to throw some of that on there too, right?
Yeah, so it's a great way to get in a little bit more protein and also in that nice blended consistency that we're used to.
I would imagine if you brought the kids into the kitchen to help out with something like this, they would enjoy eating a variety of foods because they get to play with it. They get to see the whole process.
Yeah, and it's a great way to try different produce items too, because nothing is going to be so prominent on a plate for kids.
All right.
Yeah.
What is this? Because there's chocolate involved, and I'm sold.
So this one I'm super proud of, actually. I had some raspberries that were going to go bad. Yeah, let's switch this around here. We'll kind of wipe this off a little bit.
Out there.
Don't judge my pesto on my
No,
knife.
it's fine. We won't tell anybody.
So not as attractive up here, so we'll cut this off a little bit, maybe save this for yogurt topping, but it's a pancake mix, and I added some chocolate chips to give it a little bit more sweetness, and you can kind of see these raspberries peeking through.
Oh, and this is the protein pancake mix, too.
Yeah. So actually, I might just break
I feel like that's a
these.
really big thing. A lot of people are always thinking about how can I add more protein to my diet? What does that even look like? Where do I
Especially
start?
during the breakfast hour.
Yeah, especially when traveling. Like, I don't want to make a lot of a assumptions, but people do perhaps have breakfast in the car. They'll have breakfast while they're working.
Yep.
A lot of people have jobs where maybe they are waking up early and they're not hungry for breakfast, hypothetically, if you know anybody who does that.
Yeah.
That smells very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
smells
oats in there,
very
too.
good.
Yeah, so this, the oats in here comes from this particular Kodiak mix, but you could do this with standard pancake mix. I have the chocolate chips that I added. You also could just get a chocolate chip mix. And then...
And what kind of berries are in there?
Raspberries. Yep.
Oh,
so I had
that's
raspberries
really
that were
nice.
about to go
Ooh.
bad over the summer. They've been sitting in my freezer for like 3 to 6. Added that perfect sweetness in a slightly different way than the chocolate chips.
Awesome.
So there I've
Easy
got
peasy.
roughly 2 weeks of breakfast ready to go.
Jen Haefele, we're going to let you take this home. Are you going to leave it for us, or are you taking it home?
I mean, it's up to you.
Inquiring minds want to know. Hit them with the socials. Where can they go to learn more? Where can they get these recipes?
Yeah, rdngen.com and Instagram at rdngen.
All right. Hey, stick around. We have a lot more to get to here on ARC Rochester as we continue into 9 o'clock.
Right back. We will be after this break.
Good? Test. It's not on? Test. Okay. Good Monday morning. I'm Christian Garzone. Thanks for tuning in. Here is your ARC Rochester news break. Tragic news out of Pittsford this morning. 2 people were found dead after a house fire on Calingham Road. Crews were called to the scene just before 9 o'clock last night, arriving to heavy flames pouring from the house. The fire was quickly upgraded to a second alarm, with at least 75 firefighters working to get it under control. This morning, investigators are still working to determine the cause. The identities of the victims have not yet been released. In Rochester, police are searching for a suspect after a shooting on the city's east side that left 1 person dead and another injured. Officers responded to a home on Ferris Street early yesterday morning, just after 2 o'clock, following reports of gunshots in the area. When they arrived, they found 23-year-old Jeremiah Maddox, non-life-threatening injuries. 3 other people who were inside the home at the time were not hurt. RPD's Major Crimes is investigating. Anyone with information is asked to call the number on your screen, 423-9300. This morning, a man who admitted to kidnapping and raping a 14-year-old girl last year is expected to learn his fate. Kelvin Hunt, a registered sex offender, faces 25 years behind bars after pleading guilty to kidnapping and rape last September. According to court paperwork, the 48-year-old broke into a home last February with a tire iron and forcibly performed sexual acts on the victim before taking her to another home and forcing her to have sex again. Prosecutors say Hunt also threatened to kill the victim. He's expected to be in court later this morning. Happening today, the Monroe County Board of Elections is set to introduce new technology designed to improve the voting experience. The county plans to implement express voting machines for the next election cycle later this year. These machines, according to the manufacturer, offer user-friendly features like easier-to-read ballots and more streamlined voting processes. The announcement is scheduled for 11 o'clock this morning. And for all these top stories and any new developments, visit our website, 13wham.com. Stick around, Ark Rochester. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Good Monday morning, 9 o'clock on this January 27th. Thanks so much for joining us here on Ark Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We still, Steph, believe it or not, have a packed full hour left right here on Ark Rochester, including we're taking a trip back in time, reliving some of the best music of the 70s. We're going to be getting a closer look at the JCC CenterStage's upcoming show, Hitmakers Superstars of the 70s.
And then later, we'll be going over the results to our poll of the day. This morning, we wanted to know how you're feeling after last night's Bills game. Your options: Chin Up Mafia, talk to me tomorrow. We'll make it to Super Bowl 60, or I'm abandoning the team.
No, you're not. You can weigh in on this poll. Scan that QR code with your smartphone. It'll take you over to our X social media page. You can weigh in on the poll, comment below the poll, and repost the poll. We'll go over those results for you coming up at the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
I think I have an idea of how people will vote.
Yeah, I do too, and it better be the right way.
Right. But now, of course, we do want to talk more about last night's game and the tough end to the season for the Bills as they lost to the Chiefs yet again.
It's okay. The final score last night, 29-32, sending the Chiefs to another last night in Kansas City. To chat more about that game, here's our conversation. All right, Mike Catalana joining us now. Mike, what is your initial reaction from this loss?
Yeah, it's a brutal loss for them because they were close again. And I didn't even think they played well in the game, Dan. That's the frustrating thing. They're a better team than they played, and yet they were still in it. And it might have taken a play or two, somebody stepping up other than Josh Allen and James Cook. There were a few players who played really well, Mac Hollins. But the rest of them had moments, but they got let down by a lot of guys in this one. And Kansas, they didn't come through to make a play. Try to win this game.
Talk to us about the fourth down decision. That could have really been the game changer we needed.
You talking about the fourth down play when they went for it and they tried the push on Josh Allen a couple of times? Yeah, look, that's a play that has worked for them during the year. The Chiefs stopped it 4 times in this game. I mean, that is supposed to be a play for teams that do it well that is so automatic that you'd think they were going to change the rules because it's just put yourself in that spot, push the quarterback. Josh is bigger and stronger. He gets the first down. They stopped it 4 times. They got a bad call, I thought, on the big play, and they reviewed it. And they went back and looked at it, and they still said the Bills were short. But, I mean, come on, you miss it 4 times in a game, down by the goal line, 2 points. Had to go for it then. That was not even a question. Then at the end of the game, they had to go for it on 4th down, and Dalton Kincaid dropped the ball. So those were cases where they just did not come through when they needed to.
What have you seen as reaction? Because you guys were there. You're leaving the stadium. What was the reaction from everybody that was, in their Bills gear, from all of those fans? I have to imagine it was sheer disappointment.
Yeah, it is, because it's 4 times against the same team, right? I mean, when you look at it, it's easy to say, like, the Bills are one of the best teams in the NFL. It just happens to be they're in the same conference with the Kansas City Chiefs. It just happens to be that they've played them for the last 5 years. It shows that the Bills are really, really good, but not good enough. And I think fans continue to be disappointed. And you know what's funny? You say that about how they feel. Usually, and Jenna and Dan both talked about this on the podcast, usually there's somebody to blame. Like you could say Dalton Kincaid could have caught the ball, or maybe they would have, made one of those short yardage plays, or if Josh would have thrown a better pass, like whatever it is. I don't think there was one person to blame in this one, which makes it almost harder for fans, because it's not like Tyler Bass missed the kick and they lost the game. That wasn't the case. In fact, Bass had a good game. So it is frustration, and it's just when we're there and the Chiefs are celebrating and the confetti is coming down and it's on the backs of the Bills again, it is just really hard to take.
I bet it is. What needs to change? And I feel like this is something you guys discuss on a yearly basis with this team.
Yeah.
What needs to change? What has to happen? What do they need to do next year to get themselves back on the field and win this game?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Now, if you look at this season, they already made a lot of changes coming into this year. I mean, we know they traded Stephon Diggs. We know it to be a rebuilding year. And they exceeded those expectations and put themselves right back in the same stinking spot they were in this game, and they couldn't come through. look at this team, I think Dan and Jenna agree with me that even if they would have won, and even if they would have won the Super Bowl, there are still things on this team that need to change. Josh Allen needs more help. His pass catchers are not good enough. Mac Hollins, you see Mac Hollins. He's the guy who doesn't wear the shoes, and he's the guy who puts the videos out there and all that stuff. He's one of their most dependable wide receivers. That's great for Mac Hollins, but they need better players than that. Brandon Beane's got to go out and get them help for Josh Allen, and they got to get help on the defensive side because I think Von Miller's time may be done with this team. You know, he made a lot of money. It didn't really come through for them. So these are things we've been talking about, but we were hoping to be talking about them after they played in or won the Super Bowl, and that's not going to be the case.
Is Josh Allen is really close with the coaches, and I have to imagine calls some of these shots. Does he make any of those player decisions on the roster as we head into the next season?
I think it would be naive to think that Josh's opinion doesn't have weight and that he gives his opinion, I think, in an appropriate way for the leader of the team and the quarterback of the team. I do not believe Josh Allen walks in the room and bangs his hand on the table and says, get rid of this guy, bring me this guy. I don't think he's that kind of player at all. But if they say to him, what about this? What about that? You know, they'll mention like when they're drafting a player and all that kind of stuff by him. But this is not like out of the blue where it would be like, Josh, what do you think of this, that, and the other? They have conversations all the time. But this is on Brandon Beane, who runs the team. You know, Sean McDermott coaches the team. It's Brandon Beane's job to bring in the players to make the decisions and all. This roster, you know, like we said, they got younger. They got a little cheaper. They had to do some things about the money. Now you got to go back into the market and say, who can come in here and help this team? To your point, when you need to make a play, they need somebody. But look at the Chiefs. I mean, Mahomes is great, right? But Kelsey didn't do much tonight. But they had other guys step up for them. That's what the Bills need. They need those guys that when something else isn't working, somebody steps up. And the difference between losing 32-29 or like last year, losing by a field goal, is winning the game by much or more.
All right, Catalano, one last question, then I will let you go. You've been covering the Bills here for decades now. Going into the game today, did you have the hopes you probably had in the early 90s with this team?
That's a really good question, because with that team, it's always frustrated me that people consider them losers because they lost the Super Bowl. But they played in this game, this AFC Championship, 4 times, and they won it every time. And they beat great quarterbacks, and Joe Montana and Dan Marino and John Elway. They lost the Super Bowl, the final game. But that team felt to me like they won everything except the last one. This team hasn't gotten to that step. Now, they've got a monster in the way, and that's the Chiefs, because, you know, they're going to try to win their 3rd straight Super Bowl. I mean, they are the team they have not been able to beat. I would say, at least on the plus side, they're losing to the team that everybody considers the best. It's not like it's a different team every year or some other kind of problem. Do I think of them like that team? No, not in total. But I will say this. I think Josh Allen is the best player that's ever played for the Bills. I think he's the most talented and best player. He deserves better from this team. He's a great player. Doesn't make him perfect. Jim Kelly wasn't perfect. Thurman Thomas wasn't perfect. I saw Thurman tonight. But Jim Kelly had help getting to 4 Super Bowls. Josh Allen needs a little more help. Then we can start talking about them like the team that made it 4 times.
I think they need to hire you as a coach next season.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great piece of advice.
Listen,
might as well.
I am Mike, if when you get hired, I am willing to be your assistant. I can be like the water boy or whatever.
I think that's how it works.
I don't know if they have them. Hey, stick around. Much more to come right here on Arc Rochester this morning, including when we come back, we're once again checking in with Chris Lopez live in Buffalo, getting that fan reaction from last night's loss, but he's putting a positive spin on all of it.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 WHAM YouTube channel. We're back after this.
This morning, and despite their loss last night, the Bills Mafia continued to show up and cheer on that team.
Yeah, the team touched down at the Buffalo airport during the overnight hours, and fans, they were still there for them. We go live to our Chris Lopez, who got some of that fan reaction as well. Chris, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Steph. Hanging out at the Poke Yoke still. And I have a fan that watched the game from a different perspective. I have Tony here. Now, Tony, tell people kind of how you, maybe not watched it, but how you kept track of what's going on.
So the games give me a lot of anxiety going back to the 90s. So I keep, I know when they're playing. I use social media and my significant other to keep me updated on the status. I kind of always know where things are at. So I'll go look at my Facebook, my Instagram, to find out if we're winning, if we're losing. Yesterday, I got a text message from my significant other. He's like, oh, there's 2 minutes left or whatever, so I switched on the game. I had a snippet, 30 seconds, when at the fourth, they lost the fourth down. And I was like, nope, I'm done, I can't do it, I'm out. But I was watching it, and I could tell from my Facebook feed that they had lost, and it was pretty disappointing. And it's disappointing, but from everything I've read today, they did a decent job. They played well. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. So that's how I manage my anxiety over the Bills games.
And you've been in Buffalo for ups and downs of Bills Mafia. Where do you think the fans go from here in terms of believing in the team?
I do not believe that the Bills Mafia true fans ever really lose their enthusiasm. They are very vocal about being disappointed. What could it, armchair quarterbacking. We're really good at that.
Yeah.
And a week from now, their perspective will be different. For a lot of people, what I saw on my social media was like always a Bills fan today, Bills fan tomorrow. So a lot of support for the team. And I think that says a lot about our city, our area as a whole. That's kind of the perspective. That's what I think. Yeah.
Where do you think the Bills go from here?
I am hoping, from what little I know about football, they don't make any huge changes, because in the past, and I think it was 2017 maybe, where the team lost a lot of the players or some of the players, and I'm hoping that they don't do that, but they have a strategy, and it seemed like the team was good this year, and so I hope they carry it over.
And what's your profession?
I'm a mental health therapist.
And what would you, let's say someone's watched this, they're freaking out about the Bills losing. What would you say to those people?
I would encourage them to find other outlets for their frustration, their anxiety, remind them that there's always something else to worry about, and just help people put things in perspective and allow them to feel disappointed and angry, and that's okay. It's all right.
I love that advice. And what's your prediction for next year? Bills next year, what do you think?
I'm hoping that they repeat just like we did in the 90s, and that we actually get to the Super Bowl.
There we go. Thank you so much. What did you order, by the way?
I have I did feta, ham, green pepper omelet.
That looks beautiful right there. Thank you for your time. You enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Thank you.
Bills Mafia from all different perspectives. I thought Tony had a cool perspective. She wasn't watching the game. She was passively watching the game, which is very interesting. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. We are going to be here for Uno Mas. One more hit, looking to capture some Bills sentiment from the fans.
Chris,
back to you.
Chris, it looks like she has got some cinnamon raisin toast there on her table, that cinnamon raisin toast. I will give you $10 if you just pick up one of those toast points and just take a bite out of it.
This is not a morning feature like normal. I'm not eating at all through this.
Kudos to Chris.
All right, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Hey, stick around. We have a lot more to get to here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're once again going behind the story.
We're back on the other side of the break.
Welcome back. We are once again taking you behind the story, bringing you the latest developments on some of the top stories we've been following this Monday morning.
We certainly are, and we want to go out west to California, where rain is providing some relief for firefighters battling those wildfires across the LA region.
However, that rain is causing some concerns as a flood watch is now in effect until this afternoon.
13 Wham's Christian Garzone has been following this story for us all morning long. Joins us live from the newsroom right now. Christian, what can you tell us?
Hey, good morning. Let's go back to June 1st. Since then, Los Angeles has only gotten about 0.03 inches of rainfall, and that, coupled with the high winds and the brushwork that wasn't apparently cleared away, led to this perfect sort of conditions there for a firestorm to erupt. Since January 7th, hundreds of thousands of homes have been destroyed. You've got thousands, rather, and 28 people have been killed at least since then, since Jan 7th, rather. The rain issues now. The rain is on the way. That's causing more problems on the ground there. While it's not going to be a lot of rain on the ground, it could trigger some erosion and mudslides for firefighters. So much needed relief there. But again, you could see mudslides now develop in California in these areas.
Yeah, really devastating. You go from wildfires to mudslides, and it's simply because the loss of all of the foliage, the loss of everything on those steep cliffs where, you know, people call home in those areas. Talk to us. Did you just mention the acreage? I don't know if you did or if I missed it. Do we have any idea how many acres have been lost so far?
Not in front of me right now,
okay.
But you know, the firework, though, the containment, though, if I can just look at the numbers right there, according to CAL FIRE, the Palisades fire is about 84% contained right now. The Eaton fire is about 95% contained, and the Hughes fire is about 90% contained, and the Laguna fire is roughly 98% contained. So they're getting it done, but certainly, again, you've got the rainfall, but again, if it's not one thing, it seems to be something else there in California. So we could see mudslides. A flood watch is in effect until this afternoon for that area in Los Angeles.
One of the really difficult things there is what's done is done at this point. And whether there are mudslides, you know, there are hundreds and thousands of families that simply have nothing at this point. They don't have a home. They've lost all of their worldly possessions. Yeah. It's truly just devastating.
It is, and a lot of people want to go back and start clearing up their property or what's left of it. It's terrible to see this play out, and you know, sometimes I just look at California. If it's not earthquakes, again, it's always something else. There's like a price to pay for paradise out there.
Yeah.
It's just very tough to see this stuff, and mudslides are certainly something they don't need. So I guess let's just hope it's the rainfall that helps to quell some of the fires, and nothing more than that.
I think we have some sound from one of the public information officers just to follow up on what you were just talking about with that rain. Let's go ahead and see if we can hear that now.
Fire basically causes it to be a lot more susceptible to erosion.
There's nothing left holding the soil in place. So even one drop of rain will come down 7 times faster than it typically would have prior to this fire.
Wow.
Wow, that's
incredible. So much work on the ground left to be done there. The cleanup effort is going to take, you know, beyond months there into the years to get things back up and running again to normal. A lot of help needed there on the ground in California.
Yeah. All right. Christian Garzone in the newsroom. Thank you for following up on this, my friend. Of course, a story we will, I'm sure, continue to follow in the coming days and weeks.
Hey, don't go anywhere. Why? Well, we've still got more to get to here on Arc Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break.
Butera.
Sophia Butera, yes.
Michael Giordano. And Bailey Katina?
Katina.
Katina.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want to flip-flop these? You can take that.
Sure.
I have a special talent of messing up last names.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's tough.
No pressure.
Now, our producer Ashley wants to know if there is some dance moves you can teach us.
Yes.
We can do.
We can.
Yes,
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to take the lead
Just
on
for
that?
you, Ashley.
That's funny.
That's awesome. So we're doing right first.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody.
Is it 3 or just?
And are we saying the words with
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Take over.
Oh God.
.30 this Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester.
So we're getting ready to take the stage in their dancing shoes.
We certainly are. This morning we are taking a closer look at the upcoming production of the musical Footloose coming to Greece Athena High School.
Yeah, and for more, we are joined now by cast members Sophia Butera, Michael Giordano, and Bailey Katina. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So let's go down the line if we can. First and foremost, introduce yourself and then tell us what character you play in this show.
All right. So I'm Sophia Butera. I'm a senior. I play Ariel.
Okay.
I'm Bailey Katina. I'm a junior, and I play Erlene, which is one of Ariel's friends.
I'm Michael Giordano. I'm playing Willard Hewitt, which is one of Ren's best friends. So yeah.
Very cool. And explain this show to us. I'm sure many of our viewers have seen the movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But the musical is a bit more. It's kind of above and beyond that.
Yes, definitely. There's so much dancing and singing. This show is crazy, like energy. The sets are amazing. We're so lucky to have so many parent volunteers who help out with this. Lighting, sound, everything. Our choreographers, directors, it's incredible. It's such a fun show.
Yeah, tell us what learning choreography was like, because everyone knows the famous, you know.
Oh, do they? They all know? You want to teach us?
Everyone knows it, but what is it like, you know, learning it with everyone around you?
Yeah.
Just a ton of fun. Yeah, definitely crunch time now that we're getting closer to the show.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to learn, but yeah,
I mean,
we're
we
just
start-
a supportive community.
Yeah. We start learning, like, we started this year at least, like, December, learning choreography.
Yeah.
And getting, like, the big ones done, so we feel most confident with that.
And different styles too.
Yes.
Like this is our Western look, so we do a little bit of line dancing. We have more of like a club scene in the beginning, which is more hip hoppy, like modern. So it's very exciting.
Taking on these roles and, you know, embodying these characters, trying to become this other person, then getting on stage in front of all of your peers sitting out there in the audience. What is it? Does that ever make you a little nervous?
I mean, you can connect better with them. But I mean, once you get out there with the costumes, it's really like, it makes you feel like you're not yourself anymore.
Yeah, with the sets and the lights.
Yeah.
You're in the moment.
It's helpful to just get out there and do it and have fun, and the audience is so enthusiastic and
takes all the nerves
away.
Takes all the nerves away.
Yeah.
All right, so right now we're in Tech Week, and that
Yeah.
means you're up on stage. It's probably stop and start and stop and start. And no, we got to get that set out of here faster.
Sure.
Where's my spotlight?
Yeah, of course.
Is that how that whole process works?
Yeah, basically, got to get everything as perfect as it can be. So there's a lot of stopping and starting, making sure that we're doing the right thing, that everything else on stage is moving as it should
The
be.
crew and the pit, all the lights and the sounds, the set.
I'd say by Thursday, we're pretty much just, let's go for it.
And do you have rehearsal Thursday night?
Yeah. Yes.
You do, right
Yes.
up until opening.
Oh, yeah. Well, Friday night is the opening, so it'll just be a Thursday night run, and then Friday we'll come in, maybe talk about a few things, and then do it. So it's exciting.
Lots of chaos and excitement, but
So what do they need to know? When, where do they get their tickets?
You can get tickets at the door always, and then online you can go to cure8.com, CUR8.com, and then the show dates are this Friday, January 31st at 7 p.m., February 2nd at 2 p.m.
Perfect.
Yes.
Lots of
Yes.
chances to see the show. I'm taking this step because what we're going to do right now is we're going to learn how to do some
We're gonna
Footloose
cut loose.
dancing. We're going to cut loose.
Yes. So the
All right.
iconic song.
Somebody teach us.
Yeah,
Right, go for
iconic
it.
song
Bailey.
from Footloose. is
Okay.
Footloose, obviously.
yes, yes.
So we're gonna take our right foot out and right shoulder, left shoulder. And that's gonna go to the words, okay? So
Okay.
we're gonna go, everybody cut, everybody cut,
boom, boom.
Yes! Okay. Should we do it one more time for good measure? Yeah, okay.
absolutely.
Ready? Everybody cut,
everybody cut, boom, boom. Now, is there more?
That's just a sneak peek. We can't give you too much.
Yeah, you're gonna have to see the show.
Have to come see to get more.
Listen,
yeah.
we were going for some understudy roles here. If somebody gets sick, give us a call.
Yep. You
We're
guys
here.
were the first call.
We'll
Yep,
give you a
definitely.
cowboy hat. You got it.
We can fill in.
We'll
Thank
get
you
your
again
boots.
so
At the door at Greece Athena, or you can get them at cure8.com. CUR8.com.
Only
Perfect.
$12 a ticket.
Yes.
$12 a ticket, and you get to
Yes.
see these great student performers. We will post all of this information and much more on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Hey, stay with us. We have a lot more to get to here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're holding up this morning.
They are doing okay because we're working together. We're working through this loss as a community. And hey, as we go to break, don't forget you can take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this.
Well, we're continuing our Buffalo Bills coverage this morning. The team ending their season after a heartbreaking, and I mean heartbreaking, loss against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it was tough. The team is back in Buffalo this morning. Members of the Bills Mafia welcomed them home with open arms and words of encouragement. Chris Lopez was live at the airport. He is now at the Poked Yoke this morning, getting some fan reaction after last night's loss. People maybe eating their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some of the fans, we haven't had too much luck talking to them. I would say it's probably like a 20% hit ratio at this point. I would say 1 out of every 5 fan that we did ask said yes, and the other 4 were pretty much not trying to talk about last night. But someone who does, and he has a great analytical mindset, we're going back to Mark this morning. Mark, why do you think, besides the obvious reason, why do you think no one wants to talk to me?
Because it's frustrating. I mean, every year we make it this far, and every year we fall short. It's just that simple.
And you were here last year when they fell short. Was the sentiment the exact same as it was this morning? No one wants to talk?
Yeah, basically.
And then Friday and Saturday, you said you were here. What was that?
Saturday I wasn't, but Friday I was.
Friday. What was the sentiment heading in on Friday? Were people excited about the game? What was it like in here?
Very excited. I mean, they was ecstatic actually after beating the Ravens. Yeah. So.
And then, what about your family? You said you have an entire family of Bills Mafia. How long have they been representing the Bills as fans?
All their lives. Everybody was born and raised into it.
And what are they feeling like this morning?
Probably like crap. I haven't really got a chance to go over it. But
why do you think people take it so hard? Is it because this is all that's here in Buffalo? I mean, you guys have different sports teams. There's different teams in New York. Why so heart crushing with the Bills?
It's just that, like, when you're born and raised into a football family, that's all you really know. Like.
And what about you? How are you feeling this morning?
I feel like we could have did better, but I'm not going to take it as a downgrade. I mean, we got a great team, a great coaching staff and everything. I just hope that the coaching staff stays with us.
And I've been seeing and hearing a lot of negative sentiment towards the referees on Twitter, on different various platforms, here at the Poked Yoke, when I was at the airport. A lot of Bills fans were blaming the refs. Do you agree with that?
I mean, time after time, it's always a judgment call with the refs and stuff, and a lot of times the game comes down to that. It's just that they try their best, and I don't know.
Do you think you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes next year, or do you think he's too good for you guys?
I'd never think that Patrick Mahomes is too good for us. I mean, we gave him up in the draft for a reason. Obviously, we know that we could beat our competition.
Taking Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes 10 times out of 10 times?
Any time of the day.
What's your prediction for next year for the Bills?
I think that we're going to go just as far. And every year I'm optimistic. I believe that we could win the Super Bowl.
Cautious optimism or big-time optimism?
Big-time optimism.
Thank you so much for your time. Very nice talking to you. I'll let this man get back to work. And there you have it. Optimistic here, even though they may not want to talk about it. Very optimistic Bills fans. Back to you in the studio.
Chris, I got to tell you, both Steph and I both did a loud ooh with that trash talk. That was good. He's our new friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark was great. Mark has been great all morning. Definitely a ton of knowledge up here. Definitely.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Chris. The fans there, they show up for that team no matter what. Come hell or high water, they are there. They want to support the Buffalo Bills, the Bills Mafia pulling in strong. Yeah. And they do it often with a very positive attitude and an understanding that, hey, it didn't happen for us, but that's not, we're down, but we're not out.
Yeah.
I know we have some sound from some of them because Mr. Lopez, when he was out there earlier, he spoke with them. I'm going to ask producer Ashley if we can cue some of that up because, you know, they had some encouraging words for people.
Even at 3-something in the morning.
Yeah, when you're waking up and you're thinking, oh, today's not going to be great because we didn't do it. No, listen to what these people had to say.
This team just woke everybody up. A lot of love going around for the team. you know, and it's because of Josh. Josh Allen's everything, man, to us guys. So, you know, it's I don't know, it's a bummer. What are you gonna do? Next year, we're used to it.
I hate to say it, I'm excited for them to come home. They did great. They did great. We're going to take it and we're going to run. We're going to do great next year.
A weapon of his. It's same that happened in 2020. It's just getting hard to deal with. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna have a much better year next year with the cap space, and we're gonna have a lot better next year. Keep going, Bills. Go Bills Mafia.
You know, the great thing is you have to acknowledge, you know, there's some pain there. But you're moving on and looking at the positive, which Mafia always does.
Yeah, you're pushing through, you're going to power through, and we're going to do it together as fandom.
Yeah.
JCC's upcoming show that'll bring guests back in time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We will have... Oh, yes. Can you both say your names quickly?
Nellie Bryce.
Your name's quickly?
Your name's quickly.
Quickly,
comma, your name.
Perfect. Nellie, is this your first time here with us?
No.
.48 this Monday morning. Thanks for sticking with us. Starting this weekend, JCC CenterStage is bringing a range of music hits to their stage as they celebrate the 70s.
Yeah, this morning we are joined by Ralph Moranto and Nellie Bryce to take a closer look at their upcoming show, Hitmakers, Superstars of the 70s. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
So the 70s. Why the 70s?
Why not the 70s? They're awesome. So this is actually the 10th year of the Hitmakers series. We started with the 50s and 60s, and we've been working our way through the genres. And we've done several shows that had a lot of 70s songs already. Last year we did rock versus disco. We did a classic rock one. But we started looking at the great music of the 1970s and realized that there were all these songs that we hadn't touched yet. So I just kind of threw them all together into one show called Superstars of the 70s. So it's kind of a catch-all for all the 1970s great songs that we haven't hit yet.
What is it about the Hitmakers series that you know, draws that the audience needs to see, that you guys keep bringing it back? Obviously they want more, but why? What is it about that?
I mean, it's the songs, of course. These are the songs. Everybody loves the music, but what we've done with the Hitmakers that's more than just a musical review is that we give you little bits of information and history behind the music. So you hear a little bit of background on where this song came from, or where it was originated, or what was kind of noteworthy in society at the time about it. And so that combination of these little stories with these songs that people love and an incredible cast, including this one here, who just sing your faces off. People just love it. They just love it.
Well, can you tell us about what songs you play a role in, or like?
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it. Okay, so I will not say what I'm singing because come to the show. But I will tell you what my friends are singing. We have Queen. We have two Queen songs.
Yep, two Queen songs.
Led by wonderful voices, and we have some new additions, Jade and Sandra. Sandra sings "A Heartache Tonight," and I won't tell you the other one, but oh my God, her voice.
No, I'm gonna say New York State of Mind. She sounds incredible on that.
Tears,
Yeah.
bring the tissues, bring all the box tissues. I promise you, her voice is insane. And I'm not just saying this to be nice. I'm saying this because we've all borderline cried listening to her in these songs.
Wow.
So it's one of those
And
things. where,
Jade
like,
on Midnight Train to Georgia.
Midnight Train-
and
there's so many
Olivia
voices.
Newton-John, Let Me Be There. Sounds so good.
Yeah, it's a lot of your favorites and
Yes.
things, songs you might have forgotten about, but then done in such beautiful ways by like different people with like different perspectives. Oh my God, is it beautifully done?
You get men singing women's songs, women singing men's songs. It just changes it up. And I won't say which song because I know you don't want to spill the beans. But I'll say that this one inspired me to create a whole section at the top of Act 2 that is all dedicated to 1970s TV theme songs.
And I get to sing one of my favorite ones.
People are gonna go crazy.
You do what?
I get to sing one of my favorite songs.
Do you?
I do.
Can you tell us what that show is?
I'm trying to read.
I don't know. Maybe it's from the Jeffersons. Maybe it's moving on up.
You're
Maybe
moving on up?
I'm just saying.
It's so good. It's so fun.
It is. Let me ask: when you're out there performing or in the rehearsal process, do you find yourself singing along to everybody else's songs
Yes,
too
I
because
can't help
they're
it.
just so good?
I find myself either dancing or straight up just like quietly finding harmonies that I'm not supposed to be singing, like in the back to myself, but having a great time. And I will sometimes forget that I am in a rehearsal and I will throw a shoe at my friend because they do a great job.
And they all do sing along in the show too. So there's 10 singers, and they all get highlighted each on 2 or 3 or 4 songs themselves. But then they're all singing the backup vocals for everybody else. So you just have this incredible song, and then 2 songs later you're in the back with your microphone singing the harmonies to back up your friend. And that's one of the beauties of it, is everybody gets their moment to shine, but they all support each other too.
It makes it such a community, I bet.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
And I bet a lot of the audience members also want to sing along.
Well,
Is
not
it
just want to, they do.
They do?
They do.
I love it.
Are
I
there
think it's
rules
fun.
on that?
Well, our people will specifically say, all right, this is Bad by Leroy Brown. Go ahead, sing along.
Yep.
We know you're going to anyway. So we give them the okay sometimes from the stage.
Yeah, why not? You're gonna do it anyways. Join in and have fun. It's a concert.
Exactly.
Maybe come to a rehearsal though if you're going to
Yeah.
belt it out,
Fine.
so
Come
that at
in.
least you're in the right key. See it JCC CenterStage. When and how do they get tickets?
We open Saturday. We run the first 3 weekends of February. We run on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We started adding Wednesdays and started adding Saturday matinees this year because the demand for this show has been so huge. Grab your tickets before they're
Adding
all gone.
shows, not a bad problem to have.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you both so much. We really appreciate it.
for having
And we'll post all of this information and much more on our. We're back after this. All right.
and music.
It's nice,
Yeah.
isn't it? It puts you in a good place as Zen to finish it out, to give you our final thoughts.
Right here on Arc Rochester.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over the poll results this morning. Today's poll, we know the Bills lost. So the question was, how are you feeling after last night's Bills game? The options, Steph?
Chin up, Mafia. Talk to me tomorrow. We'll make it to Super Bowl 60, or I'm abandoning the team.
The results.
Oh.
Okay, listen. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just know that when we talk to you tomorrow, you better have a chin up and be saying we're going to make it to Super Bowl 60.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great outlook.
That does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on the other channel, 13 Wham.
And we'll, of course, have more live local news coming up later, 13 Wham News at midday, and then us tomorrow again, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
See you later.